In this video, we're going to have a look at how to solve inequations at National 5 level. We're going to build up this by just looking at a fact that we know is true. 10 is bigger than 8. Let's say we add 2 to both sides. That would say 12 is bigger than 10. That's true. Let's divide both by 2. 6 is bigger than 5. That's true. Let's multiply both by 10. 60 is greater than 50. That is true. What if we were to divide throughout by a negative number? What we get? We get negative 30 is greater than negative 20. Well, this isn't true, because negative 30 is not greater than negative 20. Negative 30 is less than negative 20. The main idea that I want to bring out here is that if in an equation we need to divide by a negative number, what happens is the inequality switches direction. Okay, so if we ever have to divide by a negative, the inequality will switch direction. Okay, got 3 examples to have a look at here. Solve algebraically the inequality 11, subtract 2 lots of 1 plus 3x, which is less than 39. But we'll multiply out our bracket first. Let's just make this a bit smaller. There we go. It's going to be 11 minus 2 minus 6x is less than 39. 11 take away 2 is 9. So I'm going to get 9 minus 6x. Oh, give me a wee second, my pen stopped working there. There we go. 9 minus 6x is less than 39. So we want to isolate x, so we will subtract 9 from both sides. So we're going to get minus 6x is less than 30. But we want to get x on its own. So what we're going to have to do here is divide throughout by negative 6. And hopefully there's like a warning going off, because you can see here that we are dividing by a negative number. So when we divide by a negative number, this inequality switches direction. So we're going to get x is greater than 30 divided by 6 is 5. So 30 divided by negative 6 is negative 5. X is greater than negative 5. That's example 1. Example 2. Solve algebraically the inequality 19 plus x is bigger than 15 plus 3 lots of 2 minus x. We've got a bracket here, so we'll resolve this first. 19 plus x is greater than 15 plus 3x minus 6. Okay, so let's just tidy up this right hand side a little bit. 19 plus x is greater than, what's that, 3x plus 9. You've got a few options as to how you want to solve this here. I'm going to show you both different ways. Let's say you want to get all the x's to the left hand side. I'm just going to rewrite this again. 19 plus x is greater than 3x plus 9. So to do that, you would subtract 3x from both sides. Every second. There we go. So we'd subtract 3x from both sides. So that's going to be 19 minus 2x is bigger than 9. We would subtract 19 from both sides. That's going to give us minus 2x is bigger than minus 10. I'm just going to get rid of this for a moment. Bring this back up. Apologies. And then from here, we would divide throughout by negative 2. And if we're dividing by a negative, the inequality will switch direction. 10 divided by 2 is 5, so negative 10 divided by negative 2 is 5, because it's a negative divided by a negative. Your other option from this line is to move the x's to the right hand side, because that will negate the need to deal with dividing by negatives. So we take away x from both sides, 19 is bigger than 2x plus 9. Taking away 9 from both sides, we're going to get 10 is bigger than 2x. Divide both sides by 2. And we're going to get 5 is bigger than x. Well, if 5 is bigger than x, that means that x is bigger than 5. So you get two different routes to go ahead and solve that problem. Okay, lastly, here we've got an inequality involving fractions. So just as before, when we had to solve equations involving fractions, we're going to multiply throughout by the lowest common multiple of the denominators. And our denominators here are 8 and 4. So what's the smallest thing in the 8 and the 4 times table? Well, it's 8. I'm going to multiply this side by 8, and I'm going to multiply this side by 8. So I've got 8 lots of 1, it's 8, and I'm adding 8 5s are 40, divided by 8 is 5, so I've got 8 plus 5x is bigger than 8 times a quarter, that's 8 over 4, which is 2x plus 80. We can then subtract 2x from both sides. So we're going to have 8 plus 3x is bigger than or equal to 80. Subtract 8 from both sides, 3x is bigger than or equal to 72. And if we divide through it by 3, we're going to get x is greater than or equal to 24. Notice here the inequality did not switch direction because we did not divide by a negative. If we don't divide by a negative, it will stay the exact same. Okay, so there were 3 examples on how to work through solving an inequation at the N5 level. The main idea here is that if we ever have to divide by a negative, the sign of the inequality switches direction. Thank you very much.